Run phrasal verbs. So, if you're taking an exam like FCE or perhaps even an advanced exam, you need to learn a lot of phrasal verbs. They're difficult. There are lots of different prepositions to learn, and sometimes the same preposition, run off, can have two different meanings, or three or four in some cases. So, some run phrasal verbs are phrasal verbs of motion, which I think makes them a little bit easier. So, run after, for example, means chase. Yeah, the policeman ran after the robber. Okay, run around means what it sounds like. It means run around in various directions. So, you could say this. Very often you say it when you want to say that you've been busy. You say, I've been running around all day, I've been doing the shopping, maybe you've been doing lots of different activities, and you say, I've been running around all day. Okay, so run around in the sense of movement, in the sense of in various directions. Run away and run off. I wanted to quickly compare these two, because this is the same with go away and go off, or walk away and walk off. The word away sounds much more permanent than just off. Run off just means leave, and go off just means leave. But run away sounds like it's for a long time. So if a child, maybe a teenager, has an argument with his parents and then he decides to run away, we usually say, because that means that he's perhaps not going to come back. It means definitely he's not going to come back. He's going to try and find another place to stay. So a little bit different from run off, which is just once, I met him in the street and he shouted at me and ran off. Whatever. It's just one time, that's all. Perhaps he'll come back later. Okay, up to and over to, very useful to remember this expression. He ran up to me, and or walked up to me, and you can use it with any verb of motion. Walk up to, run up to, go over to, and for Russian students it's like the prefix pod. On podashok mnie, it means he walked up to me and said, or he came up to me and said, or he went up to me. You could use any of those really. You normally not went, but came, because he's coming to you. So please remember these. Very useful, and it just shows that somebody is approaching you, and you can certainly use it with run, drive, walk, go, lots of verbs of motion. Okay, let's come on to the most important one, which is non-movement, run out of. Now, why is it the most important? Because we use it all the time, and it just means have nothing left of. I should put here as well, this means approach, okay, just in case people miss that. This is approaching, it's when somebody's coming closer to you, he's coming up to you or running up to you. This is just once, you run off once, but you run away forever. That's what I'd say. It's more permanent, it sounds like it's longer. And run around just means this, if you understand what I mean. Okay, so run out of, we have run out of coffee. We have no coffee left. We have run out of time. We have no time left. We've run out of money. We have no money left. We use this always for when some kind of possession, which we use all the time, not possession, but petrol, coffee, milk, toilet paper, money, time, anything which you use all the time and you can have nothing left of, you run out of. Okay, run into or run across. Very similar now to bump into, which is another phrasal verb, and come across. And they're both very similar to each other anyway. Bump into means meet someone unexpectedly. I bumped into my friend in the centre of town yesterday. Come across is usually, in my opinion, used for things. I was in the market and I came across a beautiful, gold watch, and I bought it. So it means not meet someone unexpectedly, but find something unexpectedly. And I think that run into and run across are very similar to bump into and come across. Run into means meet somebody unexpectedly, on the street. And run across would normally be used for things which you found unexpectedly. Okay, so very similar to bump into, come across. If you didn't understand that, please ask questions below. I will try and give some more examples if any of them are unclear. Okay, run through means go through and explain. For example, I ran through my homework and realised I'd made a few mistakes. Okay, it just means here you read through the homework, you went through the homework. You can also run through something to practice something. Maybe it's a rehearsal and you run through your lines, you run through your what you have to say, the script. You run through the script to check that you know and remember your lines. Okay, so it could mean repeat, and it could also mean explain something, go through something, like go through, very similar to go through. We went through the answers and realised that I had made a few mistakes. We ran through the answers. Okay, run for and run against is used for elections, and when you run for president, you decide that you want to be president and you want people to vote for you, so you run for president. If you're successful, you become president. So run for just means the election process. Run against someone we also use in politics. So you say, who, I can't think exactly who, but let's say John Kerry ran against Obama for the presidential elections. It's probably not true, I know nothing about American politics, but this is one politician running against another politician for a parliamentary seat or to get the vote, to win the election. Okay, run on means be powered by. My car runs on unleaded petrol, or my car runs on diesel. Okay, it's usually used for cars, but it could be used for other things as well, and it just means what the machine is powered by, what it runs on. Okay, run off. We often talk about running off a few copies, running off some photocopies, and it just means making some photocopies, but we use the word run off for how the photocopy machine makes the copies. So I'll just put photocopies here, photocopies. It's the only way really it's used that I can think, but it's a second meaning, very different from this one. Okay, run someone over, it means hit them in your car and go over them, or maybe even not go over them, but just hit them in your car. It's when you actually hit a person or an animal. You could run over a dog or a cat. This means hit with a car. Okay, run up. You run up a large bill in a restaurant. So here it just means spend. You can use it for money. I ran up a very large bill in that restaurant, yeah? Or I ran up a large bill at the hotel. Only really used like in the sense of a bill or some kind of expenditure, but run up a bill. Run up expenses, yeah? Okay, if I haven't given enough examples for any of these, please ask and I'll try and give some more. Thanks for paying attention during this lesson, and I'll try and do some more phrasal verbs soon. Please click on the links if you'd like to try some quizzes. You can go to my blog and try some of my quizzes and try some other lessons. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all soon. On the timeline, present simple. We get off a train, we get off.